Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Nothing But Footy. Today, we're going to have the last episode of the week, the preview for round 19. How are we, Wilbur?
Good, mate. Just spoke to you yesterday.
Yep.
How you doing?
I'm not too bad. There's been some interesting changes this week, hasn't there?
Has been. I don't think what we predicted really stood up to what we said, but some things happened that we didn't expect.
Yeah, there's been some crazy changes and omissions. But I guess we'll jump straight into it.
Yeah, get stuck in.
Richmond's met Freo. How about you run us through that?
Well, it's in about 3 hours, and
Yeah.
well, obviously the big Jake Hart's got omitted, got dropped.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was probably the most obvious move that was ever going to happen ever. If he didn't, it'd be nuts. Soldo back in, that's big. One of our bigs.
Oh, yeah.
No Lynch still, but Gibcus dropped / injured. I think he's probably off, but they put omitted at the same time. So
He did get subbed off
probably wasn't
last week.
to his best. Yeah, so he probably wasn't at his best football-wise and probably health-wise, so that probably led to that. Pierce back in for Freo, but Lob out.
Yeah, that's a big out for them.
Yeah, it is. I think I'd like to see how we play. I'm sick of giving predictions because ever since the North Melbourne game, I feel like I'm just jinxing myself. But I think we're a good shot if we play the correct brand of footy.
Yeah, Liam Henry also to return for Freo, bit of a goal sneak. Hopefully he can get a couple.
What do you think of the game?
I think it's going to be one of the games of the round. A big Friday night game. Freo versus Richmond. I think it will be. I reckon Richmond by 14 points.
Ooh, it's at our worst enemy, Marvel Stadium.
No, I think that's fine.
Still get shivers from playing there, from being there last week.
You guys don't like it there, and Damien Hardwick hates it.
I hate it there, and I don't even play for it.
Yeah.
I hate going there. MCD's a lot closer as well, so.
Yes, very true.
But, it's interesting to see what will happen.
I think it will be. Now...
We need to win.
You do need to win. If you guys want to make finals, this is a must-win game for you. But also, if Freo want to make top 4, this is a must-win game for them as well. So it's a big game.
2 must-win games, 2 teams filled with determination after the last rounds they had, so it'll be a good game, I reckon.
I think it will be. Be tuned into that one.
Yeah.
Moving on to Saturday, I think this will be a very good game. North Melbourne between Hawthorn.
I actually think this will probably be a great game of the week. You see the form, North Melbourne's in good form when they have no outs or ins apart from a Medi sub.
Yeah.
When they're not changing the team, that's how they're playing good football.
They know their team's good. No Aaron Hall to return as well. He's still obviously a bit injured.
Yeah, it did say that he was expected to come back in, but obviously that hadn't happened. So
no, they might have been worried about another injury from him. So
Hawthorn with a big in of Jack Gunston.
Yes, but they lose CJ. Now he hasn't had a great year, but
and Kazitsky, which are 2 big losses, CJ and Kazitsky.
Yes, Kaziski was the medical sub last week, didn't get used.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jack Gunston, big in for them.
CJ is one of those players, like you would say about a lot of other people, is the off and on, turn them off and on.
Yeah.
He can either turn a game on and come out with 40 disposals. Well, obviously not 40, but that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he can bring his speed in.
Yeah. Or he'll just do nothing in the game and Hawthorn only get thumped by about 40.
Yeah.
Interesting game, though.
I think it will be. What are your thoughts on the results?
I think Hawthorn come through.
Yep.
See, normally I'd say that it'd be a close game, but with this one, I feel like it's either going to be a smashing on either side.
Yeah, I feel like it could be a close game.
North. Yeah, I mean, it could be. I feel like North's either going to come out and Hawthorn's not going to come out with enough, or North's not going to come out with enough, and Hawthorn's just going to run over the top of them.
Fair enough.
but I can't wait to see. It's gonna be a good
I
game.
think it will be a very good game between the two of them.
Mm.
The other Saturday early game, Sydney versus Adelaide in Sydney at the
Blowout,
SCG.
blowout.
Blowout.
Adelaide Crows losing by 60 plus.
No changes to either teams either, so
Maybe not 60. That's a bit
I think it
much.
depends what Sydney shows up and if the Adelaide Crows at their best shows up, I think they can give it a hot run.
Well, see, the thing is, that's what I was thinking against the Collingwood and their game before against West Coast. And it's like they were playing their best footy and they still end up losing.
Yeah, that's
And
very true.
I've just lost hope for them because after those two games, I was hoping for them. I was like, let's go beat Collingwood here, beat West Coast here. We'll let West Coast here. Then they start with a lead against both teams, and they just lose it. So I've given up. I think that they don't deserve to get a win.
It's a big game for Sydney though. It will solidify a spot in the finals for them.
I think it's funny to see the odds of the game where like Sydney's $1.10 and Adelaide's $6.50.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people share the same opinion as me where I don't think Adelaide has a chance. Sydney's coming off that good game against Freo. Home game. Saturday Arvo. No changes to the team. Oh, it can't go wrong, can it?
If Sydney has any struggle with it, then there'll be question marks.
Oh yeah. Famous last words, but it can't be a struggle for them, surely.
No.
Uh-oh.
Having flashbacks from last week.
Oh, so many. I get scared making predictions nowadays. Luckily, these two teams I don't care about.
Yeah.
Port Geelong, what do you think about that?
Not too much of a change to either. No major changes. Obviously, Melangola out with his concussion, and Mead and Bonner out for Port Adelaide, both admitted. I think this will be another good game, but I'd probably say Geelong will win.
Yep.
I think
Easily.
Geelong by 20 probably.
Yeah, 20, 30. I feel like once Port starts, same with last week against Melbourne, as soon as they start to lose their lead and start losing, they just kind of give up.
Yeah.
So they'll come out really hard and then just give up once it doesn't go their way.
If Port Adelaide does win though, I think if they do win, there's still a chance for finals for them. A slim chance. There's still a very slim chance.
So was Hawthorn. Come on, Hawks.
I don't think Hawthorns make it finals, but Port Adelaide could make finals if they win.
Imagine they win a prelim too.
That would be massive.
That'd be the craziest year.
Start off at 0-5 and somehow win a prelim.
It's terrible. The odds aren't even too bad on the game.
No.
I think it'll be a good game.
I think
it's either going to be a good game or Geelong's going to smash. I don't see Port smashing at all.
I think it'll be a relatively easy game for Geelong.
Yeah, I think if Port Adelaide is even in contention of winning, it's going to be a close game.
Yep.
Under 10 points.
Very true. Saturday night, Brisbane versus Gold Coast. Now, this derby game, it always seems to just be a smashing of the Brisbane Lions. Gold Coast never really seem to show up in these type of games, but something tells me I think this could be a very good game, especially there's a lot of changes. Could be interesting.
Who do you think's going to win?
You know what? I'm going to go Gold Coast.
Yeah, that's what if you were catching me last week, I would have easily said Gold Coast before they played Essendon. I do like the changes that they've made because their team last week was very bad. They played some really bad footy against Essendon.
Yeah.
I like that Rich and Zorko are back in the side for Brisbane, but I don't know what they're getting rid of Darcy Fort for.
No, that is...
Coleman as well is a big injury.
They do bring Oscar McInerney in, so I do understand why they got rid of Darcy Fort.
But you look at the form he played last week, there's other people you can get rid of for the Darcy Fort.
I don't know, I think this will be another...
I just feel like in the form, Darcy Fort should be in the side.
I think it'll be an interesting game. I think Gold Coast, an upset.
I hope so. I think that if Elijah Hollins, the rookie that everyone had at the start of the year
Yeah,
for Supercoach, the one that was supposed to be an absolute god, played 23 games.
everyone had him. Supposed to be the Nick Dacos.
Everyone. Yeah, exactly. The Nick Dacos that wasn't Nick Dacos, but he never played and kind of ruins it for next year. But if he has a good game, anything could happen.
We'll just run through the changes for Brisbane. So they've dropped Darcy Fort, Harry Sharp, Jack Payne, Cockatoo, and Fullerton, and Coleman injured after a very good game that he had.
Yeah.
But what they bring in, they don't seem to lose too much. You bring in Daniel Rich, Dane Zorko, Jared Berry, Marcus Adams, and Oscar McInerney, who are
Those are some good ends.
5 of their best 23 players. So
Yep. Easily.
and
I think that Rich and Zorko back will
that would
really
be big
put
for
off.
them.
Yeah. If Zorko doesn't get injured, and if in fact he has a good game, I don't think Gold Coast stand a chance.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's only really been Brisbane's downfall this year as their captain playing some bad brand of footy and being injured a lot.
I don't think he's been that bad this year. I think he's had a good year off the halfback.
Yeah.
You don't think he's had a
I'd
good
much
year?
prefer him. I'd much prefer him in the midfield, but he hasn't had a bad year. Like Brisbane is still having a ripper year.
Yeah. The other Saturday night game, Bulldogs versus Melbourne. Grand final
Indeed.
rematch. Second
Yeah.
round. The second round of the grand final rematch.
At
Thoughts?
this point, you just call it a game now.
You're calling it a game.
No, just calling it like a normal game.
Ah.
I'm not calling it the grand final rematch.
Grand final rematch.
Western Bulldogs never got their revenge.
Western Bulldogs win on Saturday night. That's what I'm telling you. Aaron Norton kicks 5.
I think Clary back. Melbourne wins. We've got two different opinions on this.
I don't know. I reckon Bulldogs will throw something up.
Okay.
So obviously Aaron Norton returns. Jordan Sweet gets
Yep.
dropped, and Luke Cleary expected to be the Medi sub again.
Yeah.
And for Melbourne, the big in of Harry Petty. No, I'm joking. Clayton Oliver.
I was gonna say that if you didn't.
Big in for them with
I
Clayton
was
Oliver.
surprised that Tomlinson got dropped because I was watching. He didn't have a bad game, really.
I'm not a fan of Tomlinson. He's all right, but he's not their best defender, I would say.
Oh yeah, he's not great, but he had a good game. Well, not a good game. He had like a good enough game to stay in the best 22, I reckon.
I feel sorry for Toby Bedford. He's been medical sub about 10 times this year. He'll probably be medical sub again. But when he gets his chance to play, he has an absolutely ripping game.
Yeah. This is true. I mean, you never know. I think Melbourne wins. I think it's definitely a close game. I don't think
Melbourne by how much?
15.
I go
Probably.
Bulldogs by 25. Aaron Norton kicks 5 goals.
25.
Yeah.
Big margin.
I think it'll be a big win.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah. Gonna be a good game.
I hope so. I'm sick of all this.
Crappy little games.
Yeah, exactly. Sunday, 1:10, Carlton versus GWS. Can GWS bring an upset, Keon?
No. Simple answer, no.
No?
No.
You don't see it happening?
Not gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, you got Prussy's back in.
No, he may not play.
Oh, he's in.
No, that's there's also the emergencies there. He'll get listed as emergency, I reckon.
Surely he doesn't.
He's been listed emergency the last 8 weeks, so
That's so dumb. They've got 2 debuts. Yeah, no, GWS are getting destroyed.
I think there's a couple of George Hewitt obviously he got injured slash
That's what I was
injured.
thinking, but you're bringing in Mitch McGovern,
Oh no, that
and
is you bring in Mitch McGovern is massive.
you're getting rid of Iden, Hogan,
Hmm.
Kelly, and Green. They are done for.
No, that's not.
If they win this game, I'll shave my head.
Actually, you know what?
No,
I'll
I'm
tell
joking.
you
I'm
what.
joking. I'm joking.
Bruce will play. They've dropped Matt Flynn. Bruce will play. Matt Flynn's been admitted, so that means Bruce will play.
That's what I thought.
But I don't understand. Run me through why Tom Green and Jesse Hogan have been managed. There's 4 weeks to go in the season. Your team is having a shocker year. You've got no coach. You're sitting 15th on the ladder. Why are you managing your players?
He probably said he was sore. Didn't want the ACL tear.
Oh, I'd love to be in the mind of the GWS selectors to know why you would manage them.
Yeah. I'd love to be in the mind of GWS this whole year.
That's very
what are you
true.
doing?
What are your thoughts about this game? What do you think will happen?
Carlton's whooping.
Yep.
They lost last week to Geelong. Kicked horribly. I think if they have some good kicking, they're whooping.
That is true. Now, the other game, which I think this game will be game of the round. Don't know about you, but Collingwood versus Essendon.
We do this for everything. Every 2 games we say is game of the round.
No, this is definitely game of the round. There's been some close ones, but this will
100%.
be game of the round.
Easily.
There's no. I think Taylor Adams and Quainer automatically make it back into the team.
Yep.
And I don't think there'll be any changes for Essendon.
Waterman, Stewart, and D'Ambrosio back in.
I don't know if they'll get picked though. Maybe D'Ambrosio will get picked, but I don't know who Essendon drops. They've got a very good side in at the moment.
Yeah. I got a lot of right now people on the interchange.
Well, I don't know. You'd bring Isaac Quainer and Taylor Adams in, but I'm not sure who you would drop. You'd probably, for Isaac Quainer, you drop Nathan Murphy, but who'd you drop for Taylor Adams?
With that, the debuter. Didn't he get injured as well?
Ash Johnson.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get injured.
I swear I saw him on the floor like 30 times.
He got absolutely bashed and bruised, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
He was always on the floor. I
That's
don't
for
think he
sure.
was ready for it.
Yeah.
The big guy was just like, I'm used to being so big and knocking sore, and he just got
He
absolutely
got
bashed.
knocked around.
Yeah,
Yikes. I think this is going to be a great game. I don't
I
want to
think
miss
it
this
will.
one. I think I'm at work. Oh no, I'm watching you play footy at the time of this game.
Well, we start our game and this starts 20 minutes later, so
Yeah.
not going to be able to catch very much of that. Got work straight afterwards, but
Yeah, same. I'll have to watch it while I'm watching you. I want to just watch this instead.
you just sit there and watch that game instead of our game.
Yeah, on the bench, mate.
Yeah. But yeah, no, very good game. Who do you think's going to win?
Dons.
Dons?
Dons if Zach Merritt plays well.
You say that every
So-
week.
Yeah. Because it's all that matters.
That
It
is
is all
true.
that matters. It is the only thing that matters for Essendon.
I think Collingwood
It-
win by
No, but-
3 points. Yep.
3 points. True, they are one of the best fourth quarter teams.
And they love
The
a
thing that
close
puts me
finish.
off- Yeah, this is true. The thing that puts me off so much is Collingwood have almost lost against West Coast. They've lost against West Coast. They've almost lost against North and Adelaide as well last week. 2 sides that are terrible.
But they've also
So
beat
I
Melbourne.
wouldn't- Yeah, but I'm talking recent. These are the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They probably think they have, like momentum and stuff, but those against
I think that Collingwood
sorry.
will win.
I think that's against 2 bad sides, and then in a reality check for a team that's probably in good form.
Bit of a a Richmond check.
Oh, mate.
Essendon
I
are
think
in some
Essendon
very good
wins
form though.
by 5 points.
5 points. So it'll be a very close game.
It's either Essendon wins by 5 points or Collingwood wins by like 2.
How many is Nick Dacos having?
Like 12.
12
12
disposals.
disposals. Yeah.
It's a very quiet game for him, you're saying.
No, 20. It's not that good.
We
Nah,
spoke
he's
about
very
this
good.
earlier this week, but do you think they'll tag him or you'll let him run around?
I think so. They have enough taggers. Nah, I don't think so. I think you keep Jai in the midfield rotation.
Yeah. Moving on to the last game, my boys.
Yeah, boys. Yeah.
Probably going to lose, but West Coast versus St Kilda. We do
Not
have some.
bad with
We've got some big changes. I'll tell you that. We have some very big changes.
some stupid changes, if you ask me.
Oh, I don't think they're stupid. I get why they've made their changes. Getting rid of Zach Jones and Wanganeen Millera and Paddy
Yeah,
Ryder with his injury.
I understand Wanganeen Miller, but I don't understand Zach Jones.
I think St Kilda's done it as a, like I said, last week they just showed no effort and defensiveness and a lack of pressure. And I think that's just the coaches coming out and saying, if you're not going to show the pressure that we want, then you're not going to be playing for us. And they give a job to a VFL player. So I think I understand why they're doing it. I think it's good that they're doing it. Now, Zach Jones is a very good player, and it's going to be hard to replace him. But if he's not putting the effort in, then I don't want him playing.
Understandable, but you're also risking and removing a good player over in a very important match just for a reality check. And I feel like this. Actually, I feel like out of all the games, this is probably the best one to do it in against West Coast.
I think
Which
also
could definitely be an upset.
Zach Jones as well. He's getting to the age. Maybe they don't want to fly him over to Perth either. Just a long flight. You never know. There could be other reasons to it. I think it's just for the lack of pressure that he showed on the weekend.
You can't fly on a plane.
I mean, older players, they don't really like to travel. They don't seem to travel that well to Perth. You see quite a few teams do it. Geelong does it quite a lot because they have so many old players, but that could be a reason. I doubt it is. I think it does have to do with the pressure, but
I agree. I think they've done it at the right time because this is one of your last games that you could actually be able to do that. Even though this is a very much must win for St Kilda.
yes.
I think this is probably their best week to drop Zach Jones and be like, mate, switch on. Like, we've told you to switch on and it hasn't worked, so we're dropping you in hopes that you figure out, yourself.
Do you reckon there'll be much change in the ladder this week?
Not really.
No.
I think the teams that are supposed to win will win. The teams that are supposed to lose will lose. Might be a couple upsets, but nothing drastic. Maybe the top 4.
Yeah, I think the
Depending
top 4
on
sets
Collingwood.
up to be a good weekend.
Yep. But you look at Eagles and St Kilda.
Mm-hmm.
The odds of the game are pretty surprising from a team that's sitting at 17th.
They are. They're actually very surprising.
$3 to $1.30, and that is not a good sign.
I mean, it's West Coast and West Coast. They don't do that bad in Freo. And
I don't think that they win against St Kilda.
And they've been showing how much better they have become the last couple of weeks. They haven't been necessarily winning games, but I feel like they've been showing what they can do. They've had their moments. I think it's a tough game for St Kilda, honestly.
I think so. Optus Stadium.
Yeah.
Sunday Arvo. Not going to be a very big turning.
No, it'll be about 10,000, probably. Although you never know, the West Coast fans, they might decide to have a bit of a turning up, support their team.
Yeah, on a Sunday Arvo before Monday work.
Never know. Get into the office on Monday, be like, hey, did you watch West Coast play?
Guess what I was at yesterday?
Where were you yesterday?
I was at the West Coast versus St Kilda game.
Oh, were you? Well,
Yeah.
it was a pretty sad game to see West Coast lose, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. Sitting in the Optus Stadium with me and 500 other people sitting there.
I don't think there'll be a very big crowd.
Well, I hope St Kilda win because it'll... Actually, I hope St Kilda win as long as Richmond win tonight. If Richmond lose, then St Kilda needs to lose.
Nah. Richmond lose, St Kilda win, St Kilda make finals. And St Kilda go on to win the grand
then I
final.
want St Kilda to win for the thrill. Like, it's going to be funny.
Yeah.
It's going to be good to watch.
But I think that wraps up the preview for this week.
I think so.
Got anything else to add?
Don't think so. I don't think we really touched it on too much. The Hewitt injury, and we didn't see this for our Supercoach thing, but that can be a very big out.
It can be, especially for Supercoach teams.
If you're fighting for a 8th place in your private league or your public league. It definitely could be big for you, and I think it could be big for Carlton. I don't know how they're going to pull up without him. Very unexpected injury.
He does seem he's had a couple injuries this year. He does seem to be a bit of an injury-prone player.
And he hasn't had... Once he's come back from injury, he hasn't had the greatest form. It's taken him a couple of rounds to get back in, and that's a bit of a scary sight.
Yeah. But I reckon he'll be back next week, though. And your Supercoach team will be looking all perfect for finals. So...
Oh, yeah, definitely a hold, especially if you've got bench cover.
Yeah, I'd hold him. I'm holding him. Are you holding him?
Yeah, I'm holding him.
You got no trades left anyway.
I'd have to hold him even if I didn't want to.
It will be interesting though to see how many people, this percentage of people do drop him, because he's in about 50% of teams, I believe. So
it was 8.5% of people have traded him out this week. 5,400. 5,500.
That's a lot more than I would have expected.
Yeah. Me too. I would have thought a whole lot more people would have held him.
Yeah, I would have held him. Like even if I didn't have the greatest team, I still think holding Hewitt would be good. Unless your name's Pat or Lockie or Chris and you have Hewitt and you don't want to be getting a buzz cut.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you're trying to hit the 8th position. If I had trades and I was trying to fight for the 8 and this game was to get me into the 8, I'm easily trading out Hewitt for I don't know, maybe upgrade to a Dawson.
Yes, very true.
Redmond, something like that.
I think I do have a bit of news. For the listeners. We may have our first guest next week, as we just touched on with someone might be getting a buzz cut. We may have
might be getting a buzz cut indeed.
Yes, we may have our first guest of Nothing But Footy. So, and that may
have to be the loser of our Supercoach League, everyone.
I think it will be.
So look forward to that.
Yes.
That probably wraps us up, doesn't it?
I think it does.
Righto.
All right. Good luck to everyone. Supercoach teams. Stay safe for the weekend and
good luck
see you next time.
Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify.
Subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, you can also find us on WhatsApp if you'd like to contact us.
If you got any questions, you can just email us as well. Nothing but footy@gmail.com. But we're always looking at our emails if you got anything to say. But I think I'll see you next time, Will.
Sounds great.
See ya.
See ya, guys.